Hi, thanks for having me. So the topic I'm going to talk about is what are millennials really thinking? To be very honest, I don't know. Yeah, that's why I don't have high hopes on what the secret or solutions that I'm going to give you so that you can go back to write a good article and bash about the millennials or praise about the millennials. But I can share some insights or share some experience that we have when we deal with our millennial users. Because at NIGAT, more than 90% of our users are below the age of 34. And more than 70% of them are below the age of 24. In such case, somehow I can say that we talk to millennials a lot. Yeah, and the opinion and also the feedback that they give us is usually this emoji. This is the emoji, the feeling that they have when we ask them, hey, can you pick an emoji to represent yourself? This is what they pick. And then we ask them, hey, what's the reason behind this emoji? Somehow they feel like they don't have a lot of achievement, and they feel like the world is keep bashing about them, talk about they feel entitled, talk about, hey, they don't have a purpose in life, talk about they only love travel, but not loving a good career. They are not loyal to their company anymore. But somehow you can see that they still have a very happy face. So when we ask them, they feel like, hey, maybe I'm a poop, maybe I'm a piece of shit, but I'm happy. And somehow that also matches the opinion that the mainstream media give to our millennials. I want a show of hand. How many of you are below the age of 34? Can you please raise your... How about below the age of 24? Okay, not too many very young millennials here. So somehow today what I talk about, maybe if it will give you more insight about what millennials are really thinking around the world. So when we think about millennials, one question that we always have is, hey, how come a small team based in Hong Kong, we only have 27 people in Hong Kong, and we only have one person who manage all our social media accounts? How can we manage to get more than 40 million, no, close to 40 million followers on Instagram? The simple solution that we tell them is, hey, we talk to our users, we listen more, we listen before judgment. So in order to kind of like clear the image for the millennials and really understand what they are really thinking, that's why we launched probably the biggest survey to the millennials 3 months ago. We launched a survey to more than 100,000 users and fans and followers of NIGAT on our platform who are below the age of 34, and then we asked them some simple yet interesting questions of, hey, what do they think about anything, and some topics, and would you rather to prefer to a certain topic instead of another? And right now, before we really publishing the so-called black paper that we have in the coming months, we want to pick up 4 interesting points to share with you and share with all the audience here. We issued a survey to more than 100,000 people around the world because our user base is pretty international. So somehow, I would say it's pretty representative. So the first billion-dollar questions, would you rather give up internet or sex? What do you guess? What do you guess? Yeah. For the guys, for the forever alone guys on NIGAT, maybe they prefer to give up, I don't know, sex more because they can't have it anyway. Yeah. I don't know, right? But yeah. When we are making jokes of nerds and stuff, beware that Bill Gates, he was not a jerk, he was a nerd, yeah, sorry. And then that's why we asked them these questions. Interestingly enough, by the way, this is also a geographical text for you to see whether you know which country's flag is it. Do anyone know what country this is? Yeah, you all know better than Americans, yeah. So this is the country flag of Singapore. So this is the highest percentage of people, of millennials, who are willing to give up sex. Yeah. And more than 55% of the Singaporean millennials, they're willing to give up sex so that they can continue to get online. On the contrary, I would let you guess which country on earth they would prefer sex more than internet. Huh? Brazil? Close enough? Not Brazil. Italy. Yep. So only 32% of millennials, they're willing to give up sex in order to keep getting online. So this is the first questions that we have. By the way, for this survey, we haven't really done any conclusion or analysis. So right now, I'm just sharing some interesting result with you. Whatever the conclusion, whatever the reasoning behind that, I will leave it to you. Yeah. And then the second question we have, smart or praise? The question is, would you rather become a smart person and don't get any praise? Or would you rather become an average person but get a lot of praise? Take a moment to think about it. What kind of life would you choose? Okay. Which country is this? Yeah, India. India is the country that people are willing to be smart but don't get any appreciation from others. Yeah, more than 70% of the millennials that we ask, they're willing to become a smart person, that they don't get any praises or they don't get any appreciation. So somehow we interpret that as, hey, they have a pretty high self-esteem, so that they don't mind that, hey, maybe they are smart, but people don't know. On the contrary, funny enough, in Netherlands, by the way, the other two countries that comes really close is Belgium and also Sweden. I don't understand, I don't know any other implication behind that, but people in Netherlands and Belgium and Sweden, they prefer to become an average person. Yeah, but they can get a lot of praises. I don't know, maybe they feed their self-esteem on praises, I don't know. So, the third question. By the way, this is a tech event, that's why we also pick these questions. Would you rather to start your own company or work at a 9-to-5 jobs? I assume when you come to the next web event, probably you would like to start your own company or are thinking about to start, or just like many others, keep thinking about having that idea but haven't started anything yet. Yep. Why do you laugh? So the country which are willing to start their own company, the highest percentage is, which country is that? Mexico, yeah. This is kind of on the contrary, opposite to our feeling when we watch, I don't know, Prison Break or Breaking Bad, right? When we talk about, hey, all the Mexico, or I don't know, when people mix up all the Latin American countries, right? They feel like, hey, they're willing to become a laborer or just a worker at construction site. But the thing is, a lot of Mexican millennials, they're thinking to start their own company. That's why I know that some investors, they set up their accelerator and incubators in Mexico to try to grow the Latin American startup. I will let you guess, which country the millennials are more willing to work at 9-to-5 jobs? US? No, it's a European country. Germany is close, but Finland. It's pretty interesting in the sense that I don't know whether people talk about the education system here a lot, but in Hong Kong, people always take Finland, the education system, as a good reference for Hong Kong, for the government to improve the local education. So they feel like, hey, the Finland students, they are more, they have independent thinking, they have more critical mind. But the thing is, a lot of them, they don't mind working at 9-to-5 jobs. They don't really want to start their own company, comparing to other countries, right? And in fact, for the top percentage countries that are willing to start their own company, that also includes some so-called developing countries like Indonesia and also the Philippines. Maybe when you have a very, very good living standard, very good livelihood, somehow you're willing to sacrifice the growth for potential stability. This is also get us thinking whether, hey, the next web should keep it in Amsterdam Or I don't know, we should move it to Jakarta. Yeah. Okay, this is the last post, another question that I want to share with you. France just finished the election, and US has a very, I don't know, entertaining election some months ago. By the way, before Donald Trump got elected, when I was talking to our team member, hey, President Obama, he seems like a very entertaining president. And then one of our team members said, yes, before Donald Trump. Yeah, because that guy is basically a comedian. Yeah, no, I don't know, political opinion aside, I'm just thinking his presentation, his outlook, his style is pretty entertaining comparing to all the kind of boring presidents before him. The next question that we ask is, hey, would you rather give up your rights to vote in a political election, or would you rather to give up your rights to share stuff on social media? Which would you give up? So, Germany. I assume you know this is a German flag, right? Yeah. So Germany, 80% of the millennials that we ask, they're willing to give up, what do you guess? It seems like you don't have high hope for German teens, yeah. The thing is, 80% of the Germany millennials that we ask, they're willing to give up their rights to use social media. Instead, they want to keep the right to vote. I would think like, I don't know, I think this is a pretty interesting fact. Compare, what country is this? No, this is not, this is Indonesia, yeah. Or, yeah, this should be Indonesia, unless I mismatch the flag, yeah. This should be Indonesia, yeah. When we look at the data, more than half, a lot of the developing countries, the millennials there, they're willing to give up the rights, the rights to vote in order to keep using social media. And then we find this is interesting, so that we ask the users follow-up questions. Hey, why would you prefer to keep your rights to use social media instead of the right to vote? Because they think that the election is crooked. Yeah. They don't believe in the election. They don't believe in the society that much. They believe in the social media. They believe in their own voices. So that, hey, if they don't like something, they can just say it out loud on the social media so that they can change the government by voicing out loud instead of just voting on the elections. So these are the 4 questions that I'm sharing today with you. I think for more questions, please be patient and wait for our black paper in the coming, I don't know, probably next month if we continue to work hard. Yeah. And then this is the last emoji that I want to share with you. What's this monkey? How do you use this emoji when you communicate with your friends? You don't want to hear something, right? This is the issue of most of the older generation. I don't want to say, I don't know, this generation, that generation, but generally, older generation. Remember, when we were young, people keep talking about us, saying that, hey, the new generation, they are hopeless. My parents always talk, not my parents, but my friends' parents. My parents are pretty good indeed, yeah. My friends' parents say that, hey, you are useless. Basically, you are just a couch potato. Hey, find a good job, right? Work for the government, and then find a stable job, work in a big corporation. To any older generation, the newer generation is more useless than they ever were. But when you look back, all the achievement that the new generation has created is almost always better than the previous generation. So in order to understand the millennials or the coming Gen Z more, what we have to do is pretty straightforward. Just don't be this monkey. Just remove your hands here. Don't cover your ears. Try to listen more before you judge them. Try to ask questions before you really comment on their behavior. Only by this, you can really become as cool as this guy. Thank you very much.
Great share, ladies and gentlemen.